complex of all African creation myths may be from the Bambara peoples of Western Africa. In the beginning was the vast primordial emptiness known as Fu. The first thing to emerge from this empty vortex of nothingness was the Gla Gla Zu, also known as Gla, or knowing. This knowing, this Gla Gla Zu, then emits a voice of emptiness from which its twin, Da, arises. Daya, excuse me. Now, from Gla and Daya spring forth a damp matter, like cold rust, which hardens into icy, shiny objects that fill up the primordial void. The twin divine beings then transverse their vast domain, causing a wind of fire to melt the icy bodies of matter. In this sacred melting, all things become possible, a potential that is filled with silence and invisibility. Gla and Daya then withdraw their energies into themselves, and everything solidifies anew. Then all things melted once more. And after these two cosmic successive fusions, Gla Gla Zu sets up a to and fro movement which becomes the soul of the universe. At that same moment, the contact between the divine twin beings causes a cosmic explosion from which a hard and vibrating matter is ejected. From these cosmic vibrations emerges one by one the signs and names for all things as yet uncreated, each of which begins to vibrate gently within itself, each in its own place. Then Gla Gla Zu produces the foot of humanity, the foot being the symbol of human consciousness and the seed of the universe. This element communicates consciousness to all things, which are then or thus able to come into existence. The process of bringing all things into being is then assumed by two creator spirit deities, Pharaoh and Pemba. Pharaoh forms the sky, while Pemba forms the earth. Then together they establish the four cardinal directions. Pemba, which means great thing, after forming the egg of the world, descends to the earth as an acacia seed, from which grows a mighty tree. The tree then dies, and from the wood, Pemba generates human souls, and a female being, which Pemba then impregnates in order to help engender all humanity and animal life. Pemba creates the first woman and then makes her pregnant. As life appears on the earth, Pharaoh descends from the heavens and produces twins in the desert as the first grass and the first waters spring up, along with a giant fish. This fish leads Pharaoh and his children to the sea. And once they arrive there, Pharaoh brings all the creatures of the sea into existence and also creates the river Niger. Pharaoh calls into being every object and creature on earth and gives them names. He also installs the succession of day into night, creates the four seasons, and brings order, a sense of order, to all living things. Pharaoh then names and divides all the different tribes and races, and ordains the medical and ritual applications of all plant life. Of course, then Pharaoh returns to the sky. All right. With that thought, we're going to take another short musical break. When we return, we're going to examine African myths that deal with the origins of sex and death. But first, some more music.